Smokehouse, baby.
Knock the stick off, man.
We sending out them smoke signals.
Pick
Put
your
hands
square.
on you, boys.
When the bell rings, I'ma put my hands on you. Call your face the helipad, I'ma land on you. Elite striker, put you on your backside. Howdy, I'm from Texas where the ladies don't catfight. They're serving up some chicken wings, I ain't talking fast food. Hit you with the guillotine to counteract your last move. Make you go night-night if you don't tap first. I'ma throw the straight right, but you can catch a jab first. Come on, got the smoke that you're looking for. Dishing out the punishment, worse than the book of Job. Take me to the mat if you can't fade the combos. But if you take me down, I'ma play you like a trombone. Oh, it's the Big T at Smokehouse. Got 'em begging me to let the smoke out. If you flex with me, you get choked out. It's the Big T at Smokehouse. Smokehouse, Smokehouse. It's the Big T at Smokehouse. If you flex with me, you get choked out. Yo, what's up, man? It's your man, Shy, aka 12. I'm back at it, and you are in the Big T at Smokehouse. So we tried this once before, but we was having some glitches on my end. So I got my technology upgraded a little bit, and it's time to get down. But again, I want to welcome to the Smokehouse. This is a special guest. Why? Because she don't know it, but she kind of like my niece. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with her parents, and my parents grew up with her grandparents, and it's kind of a Carverdale thing. So I got to shout out my neighborhood, Carverdale, Texas. What's up, fam? But anyway, we're going to welcome two-time high school state runner-up wrestler, and also two-time national championship wrestler. That's right. Give it up for Paige Baynes.
Hi, guys.
What up, Paige?
What's up?
Oh, man, it's all good over here. You know, like I said, this is fam right here. So I was really excited about being able to do this. I sent your mama a text and was like, hey, yo, which one of your daughters was a wrestler? And she, we kind of went back and forth, and she told me what it was. I was like, yeah, get me in touch with her. So, I think she'll be perfect for my podcast. So, yeah, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Right on. Also, thank you for introducing me to Jatia. She gave a great interview a few days ago.
I love Jatia. She's amazing.
Yeah, her energy is like off the roof, right?
Yeah, off the roof, so positive, so contagious. I really like her. That's my girl.
Yeah, I appreciate you making that link. I'm gonna drop her video this coming Monday. But yeah, anyway, let's talk about you. I brought this up the last time, so we're kind of gonna do a little, quick recap. So like I said, I knew your parents. Well, I know your parents, but I knew them growing up since we were kids, and I know your whole family actually. So you come from a background of people that can scrap. Like I said, your mom was real nice. She was always cool, but everybody knew she could fight. So they knew, if you're gonna step, you better step right. So anyway, what got you into wrestling instead of boxing?
My mom was totally against boxing.
Okay.
My dad was also against boxing.
Really?
Yeah. But wrestling, school, I was at school, and my coach would always come up to me and ask me to wrestle, and I'm like, nah, I'm okay. And he did this for like almost 2 years straight until I finally gave in my junior year. He did it for 2 years straight, actually. Mm-hmm. And then my junior year, I was like, why not? Let me just try something. I tried it, and I loved it, and I stuck with it.
Just kind of start rolling from there, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so I asked Jatia the same thing because you're a female, and usually females that get into some kind of combat sports grew up with brothers that they tussle with. And I know you're a twin. So is your twin anything like you? What's her name, first of all? What's your twin's name?
Patricia.
Patricia. Okay.
And no, we're complete opposites.
Okay. Yeah, because I haven't seen y'all since y'all were like really babies. And so, y'all are young women now. So, I'm just actually getting to know y'all as yourself as opposed to your parents' children. So
thank you for saying that like that. Wow. Thank you.
Right on. So how did you like you said, you got into where you was at school and they just can't, the coach was like, yo, come wrestle. It's like, what did they see in you to make them want to step to you on that too? Did you whip some ass in school or something?
Nope. Black athletic attitude.
Yeah.
That's basically what he saw. He saw a black Black person who had the potential to be a good athlete.
Oh, well, okay. I guess he saw right because you won some. You got some hardware to show for it now. So I guess he had a good eye for talent. So high school, Cy Ridge. How did you go into this school? You getting into wrestling? What was it like? I know it was a new experience for you. Like, was it like everything moving real fast? Like, what was it like for you?
Well, I've always been involved with athletics because of athletic training. So I
Mhm.
was used to being around the sport.
Okay.
It was just getting comfortable with the sport for me, like getting comfortable with the singlets, like the gear that we had to wear.
Hmm.
It was kind of like a little bit more added pressure because anything you do, you want to put your all into it. You don't want to just go in and, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I feel you.
So,
No half stepping.
yeah, right. You want to win at everything you do.
Yeah.
So like added pressure. And on top of me already wanting to win for myself, it was like a team thing because we were good as a team. We
Okay.
were the year before I came, they were state champions.
Oh, right on. Okay.
And then as a team, right? And so then the year I got there, we got second as state. And then my second year, we got first as a team.
So okay, so the wrestling program in Cy Ridge won state 2 out of 3 years and was the runner up the other year. So that means your program was real tough then. So you won state, got second in one state.
Yes. I don't want to say I won state because
I mean,
wasn't involved in that, but yeah.
well, I mean, you're on the team, so I mean,
Yeah.
So that just means you come from a good program. So props to your coaches. Who was your coach over there?
Tim Ray, and Vahan Sarabian. I got to give Sarabian his props too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Tim Ray, Vahan Sarabian. We had Coach Parker too, Kenneth Parker. But Vahan and Tim were like main coaches.
Cool. So you got into it. You started getting into some tournaments, and as you were getting, you realized you were good at it. You had a knack for it. You had a passion for it. Did you just started winning instantly? Did it take a while for you to get into the groove or what?
No, it was really natural for me. My first tournament ever, I got second or third, something like that. I had only lost one match.
Okay.
And then after that, it was just a roll.
Guess you just had the natural talent for it. Like I said, I know you come from a tough family, so
My mom's actually calling me right now.
Pick up the phone and tell her I said, "What's up?"
Hey, mama. Look.
Hey, Kano. Hey, Lolo.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm sitting here interviewing your daughter for my podcast, so the whole world can hear you right now. So watch what you say.
All right, bye, mama.
Yeah, that's my girl, man. She's always,
Everybody,
always,
girl.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my girl right there, man. No, just cool, man. I love you, mama. She was always the big homie. Just growing up, some people, they too good for everybody else. Ain't got a nice thing to say, but that's never been your mother. She's always been
You're
just
always there for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, since we were kids, I always cool. Hey, my government name is David. So hey, David, just she was a little older than me. You know what I'm saying? A couple years older than me, but still, just always nice. So yeah, I love you, mama.
Thank you.
Now your daddy, man. No, I understand. That's my boy. That's my boy.
Patrick or Demetrius?
I'm talking about Patrick.
Oh, Patrick.
Yeah, I don't know Demetrius. But no, Patrick is crazy, man. We have to watch ourselves around him when we go out. It's like, hey, y'all Pat here, so y'all know. Y'all already know.
I don't have to worry about Patrick.
Yeah, man. Okay, so back to high school, you started winning, things start going good. I know, like a lot of times when people get into so you're getting ready to go into college. So how was your recruiting? Because I know football recruiting. I play football, but how is it in wrestling? How does the recruiting go?
It's essentially the same. At our state tournament, we have a bunch of college coaches looking at us, coming up to us, talking, and then from there, we start deciding. We start looking at the schools we want to go to that we're interested in, and then we start narrowing down the options. And then we start. Sometimes the coaches reach out to us. Sometimes we reach out to the coaches. And that's basically how it works.
Okay, so you went to Linwood University as a
I went to
freshman?
London first. I got a crazy story. Yeah.
Okay, so let's hear it.
I went to Lindenwood for 2 years, where I met Takara Montgomery. She's an Olympian, actually.
Okay, shout out, shout out.
That's my forever coach. But yeah, my first year, my freshman year, I got six. So, not too bad as a freshman.
Right.
Um, Sorry if you hear background noise. That's my dog.
It is what it is.
In my second year, my sophomore year, I got second in second at nationals. I was up 9-0 and then got pinned in the finals match. Yeah. And then I moved to Washington and went to Grace Harbor for a year.
Washington State?
Yes.
Okay.
That year I went undefeated.
Right. Okay.
Didn't lose any matches. Then at the national tournament, I got zero points scored on me. Won the national tournament and became an outstanding wrestler. And then that year, things didn't work out with the coach, and so I moved back to Texas and went to Wayland, and then got DQ'd at the first national tournament.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy story. And then
let's hear the story.
Let me get through the accolades.
Okay.
We can go back to that.
All right.
Second national tournament, I won that tournament.
And
that's just a little bit about my college career. You want to go back to the DQ'd?
I want to hear the DQ, yeah.
I used to be embarrassed about the story, but I'm not embarrassed whatsoever about it no more because it's helped me grow as a person.
Well, that's great. Yeah, that's how, yeah, exactly.
But so at this tournament, I was going into the tournament undefeated. I think I maybe in the entire season, 2 points were scored on me. That's it. Like no other points, but besides 2.
Okay.
And that's like throughout the entire season, leading up to the national tournament. I'm in the match to get into the semifinals, and the girl like counters my double. A double is one of the moves, so she counters my double and pins me. I black out. Mind you, I hadn't lost in like 2 years. I black out. I guess I like kind of went off on the ref. He disqualified me, and yeah.
So this was in the middle of the match. You got angry and you just
after I lost. It was after I lost because we tried to overturn it. We tried to say that it was out of bounds. The pin was out of bounds, which doesn't count. But he didn't overturn it, and I don't really remember much. I remember telling the ref to check the tape, but I cursed at him, I guess.
Yeah.
And after that, yeah, I don't remember much. I try not to relive it as much because it's not like my proudest moments, but it's a learning experience. So yeah.
Well, look, since we're sharing, I'm going to tell you first of all, I'm proud of you for being able to be mature enough to let those low moments be, lessons, because a lot of us, we either wallow in the low moment and it brings us down, or we make excuses for the low moment and never learn the lessons and continue to make the mistake over and over again. And we blame everybody else for why we behaved in that manner or why this happened or that happened, instead of searching internally and saying, hey, I did this. This is on me. How can I improve? Because I don't want to go back to this. So first of all, that shows you're a grown woman for being able to do that, because there are a lot of 50-year-olds that still won't. You know what I mean? So I always say, just because you're an adult don't mean you're grown, because grown means you have growth. So that shows growth. So be proud of yourself. I'm proud of you for being able to admit that and to be able to accept that and grow from it. So I'll give you a short story about me. Again, I'm from Carbondale. So there are a lot of great athletes that come out of the neighborhood, when we were growing up, you included. So way before me and after me too. But at my time, athletics was a really big thing, going to the park, playing ball against the big boys, and they didn't take it easy on you. So when I got to school and actually started playing organized ball, I was already pretty good just because I grew up in, playing with the older guys in the neighborhood and my bigger cousins and that type of thing. Anyway, I took football very, very, very seriously. It was my passion, my heart and soul. Music was second. Now, music is my number one thing now that people know me for, but back then it was football and music came second. So anyway, it was my junior year, and a lot of people tell the story all crazy. They just think I spazzed out because the coach wouldn't give me the football. That wasn't what happened, but I won't go all the way into the story. Me and you can talk about it off air because it's kind of a long story, and I don't want to bore the people with the full length of the story. But the bottom line is, I played with a chip on my shoulder. I played, I'm pretty sure when you wrestle, you gotta have that.
Confident. You have to be.
Yeah. So, and I was my worst critic. So we were having a game, and I was just having one of those days. It was just one of those days that I just didn't wake up on the right side of the bed. Ultimately, I found out years later that I had a bipolar disorder, and nobody really knew back then. Nobody really talked about it, especially in the Black community. It was just, you got a bad attitude, or that type of thing. You just got a bad temper. But anyway, it was just one of those bad days where I was just low and angry, and stuff happened on the field. I lost my cool. I went off on my coach, and like you said, when you said you blacked out, I know what you mean. I just lost total control of my consciousness, and it was even worse than saying that I blacked out. Because it felt like I left my body and I could see myself doing this, but I couldn't stop myself from doing it. It was like I was watching myself spaz out. Like I was throwing my pads, and I told my coach I was going to kill him. I mean, I just went stupid. And it wasn't until I went to the locker room and sat down by myself and calmed down that I realized, I was like, I just fucked up. Like I just realized that I had scholarship offers, from like Texas A&M back then. It was a horrible feeling, and I was never able to play ball in high school again. I walked on in Sam for a year, but by that time my head was all messed up. I was drinking heavy, so my body had changed, because of all of that, and it's just like it just didn't work out. And so I went 12, 13 years after that, just depressed over not being able to finish my career the way I want. I still have dreams about it, to be honest with you, but to go back to your story. For years, it was me just saying they did me wrong. You know what I mean? They did me wrong. They should have did this. They should have. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of the coaches actually did do me wrong. But at the end of the day, I had to look inside myself, and it wasn't just that I did anything wrong, but there was something wrong with me that needed to be addressed. And ultimately, it probably saved my life as far as for my longevity of my life to say, okay, I need to figure out what's going on with me. Why do I black out like this? Why do I get this angry? Why do I get this down? And I started doing some research and found out, hey, it's actually a medical condition. It's not, it's not just the guy's crazy, or bad temper or attitude. Nah, it's a medical condition, and millions of people suffer from it. You know what I mean? And a lot of it is because of the stresses of life, period. Like you said, just getting into competition, it's stressful within itself if you just have a desire to be the best. And so, like I said, we can discuss the full length of it off air, so I don't make this too long, but just say I've been where you were that day. Those low moments, they can break you or they can define you. You know what I mean? And if you're honest with yourself, to be able to go inside yourself and say, okay, where's my role in this? What can I do to fix it? Or what can I do to correct what I did wrong? Or what can I do to correct what's already wrong? So again, I applaud you. It's very normal. And I'm saying all this to say, people, I want to look in the camera. Y'all, we're not crazy. Black people have
a little bit crazy. Humans might be a little bit crazy, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying that we can't just say, oh, attitude crazy. It's like these are things that can be fixed. These are things that are wrong with people. Stress breaks people down, and this is real in the Black community. We got to quit acting like, it's just that. No, it's not no demons. It's not none of that. We have conditions that if we talk to professionals, we can get help, and it'll make your life better. So again, I applaud you. I'm gonna get off my soapbox, but I really want to touch on that. I'm glad you were willing to address that. So let's go. You got out of that hole and you came back and you won a national championship. So what was that ride like, coming back from that low moment to standing on that podium again?
It definitely was tough.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely was tough. I definitely was not the same wrestler, and I'm definitely still not the same wrestler. And I don't think I ever will be the same wrestler. I hope that when I do start back wrestling, that I'm an even better wrestler.
That's right. Okay.
But it definitely was like mentally draining, mentally tough. Like I wasn't wrestling the same. I didn't have the same confidence. I did not believe in myself. I was more hesitant. So versus beforehand, I would finish a match like that. Like I was not going past a certain time limit in that match. And after that loss, I would go the entire period. That's not normal for me, So it's just like me being more hesitant, me being more aware, me not wanting to flip out, me not wanting to lose, me making sure. So I was just like always on edge because I'm making sure that I'm doing everything that I can to not,
Yeah.
So it was a little bit tough, but I got through it. Yeah.
Well, that shows mental fortitude. I mean, you're dealing with all that and you were still able to, come out victorious. And again, that's a metaphor for life. Just because you got knocked down or just because you had some rough times does not mean that you still can't win in life. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean you still can't accomplish the goals that you set out to accomplish. Like I said, mental health is an everyday battle. It's not like you go talk to a professional and, oh, I'm cured, or you take a pill, oh, I'm cured. It's an everyday battle. It's a get up in the morning, decide for yourself, I'm going to be productive today. I'm going to have a good day today. I'm going to overcome today. And sometimes some days are worse than others. But so again, your situation is a metaphor for life. You overcame, you got your hand raised, and you won, So just remember that, because you're a young lady. So you got a lot of life left to live. You're going to run across situations like that again, just in life. Always. And fortunately, you were able to deal with that earlier in life. You didn't. Some people don't deal with any issues until they're older and they have no idea how to deal with it. You can always go back to that moment and remember how you overcame.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool. So since then, after you won your national championship, your second national championship, where did life take you?
Finishing up my undergrad degree and jumping straight into my master's, and being a coach. So coaching and then trying to compete. Yeah, that's where it took me, coaching.
Okay, I wanna there's two things that you just said, so I kind of want to touch on both. So I hope I don't forget the other. But I saw, let's stick to the athletic side of it for this. I saw that your mother and your auntie were posting pictures of you on Facebook and saying you were trying to get to the Olympics. What was going on with that?
Trying to. They don't know wrestling terms, so when they post something, they just whatever. And I think you're referring to is 1 year we had a GoFundMe for me to go to Taiwan.
Okay.
It was just to wrestle. It wasn't nothing big. It was just like going out of the country, getting some experience and wrestling somewhere else. So that was fun in itself.
Yeah. Oh, so you actually got to do it. You got to do it.
Yeah, I went to Taiwan for 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, however many days I went.
So this was like a world kind of competition deal, or you just wrestling against Taiwanese wrestlers?
Just Taiwan wrestlers. And
okay.
I think I might have wrestled one U.S. wrestler, but that was like she was with us or something like that. It was just
okay.
But it was a good experience.
Yeah, definitely. Being able to see what was it like out there, the people, and just seeing a different culture.
It was cool. I probably shouldn't say this, but I like the fact that I can drink the alcohol mad cheap out there, mad cheap. It was like what, 50 cents or maybe 25 cents for a Smirnoff?
Really?
Mad. Right. You can just have them open up the drink in the store and walk on the streets and drink it.
It's like New Orleans.
Oh, yeah, essentially. Um, the food was alright. The food smelled how it tastes. Oh no, the food tasted how it smelled. So
Mhm.
like a really funky smell in the air,
Yeah.
and the food smelled just like that. So the only thing I would eat was chips and chicken nuggets and watermelon. The only thing I would eat, because everything else smell or tasted how it smelled out there. And then I ate some Korean barbecue too. That was pretty good.
Okay.
It was beautiful out there. Good experience. I would rather not go as long as I did anymore. Like I would rather go at a shorter period of time.
Hmm.
But other than that, it was okay. Good experience.
Yeah, that's cool. I never actually left the country except when I was a little kid. I went to like a border town in Mexico. So I definitely plan on just traveling more, like as my
Yeah, you should.
yeah, just being able to see the world. I want to go to my first place I'm going to is West Africa, or maybe East Africa because I have friends out there now. But I want to go to the continent, and put my feet in the dirt, and just kind of vibe with the culture. You feel me? But yeah, that was cool. You been anywhere else besides Taiwan outside of the U.S.?
Canada.
Never been there either.
I've been around all the states.
Hmm.
Not all of them, but like I've been to every part. Does that make sense? Every
Yeah,
part of
yeah,
the map. I've been somewhere on every part of the map.
yeah. The different regions of the state of the country, right? So now you say you're coaching. So is this? Are you still working towards the Olympics, or what's going on with that?
I think that is a dream of mine, but I think I need to be in a healthy environment to even pursue something like that. In the past 2 years, I definitely wasn't in a healthy environment whatsoever.
Hmm.
So
You mean
yes, I still
you mean dietary or emotionally, or what do you mean?
just like, and I don't want to say too much because I don't want to bash no one. I don't want to ever want to
Absolutely.
down on someone.
I wouldn't ask you to do that. Yeah.
Um, I think the coaches or who I was under weren't very respectful towards me, or they didn't value me. And I guess once I started to realize my worth, I kind of started to have a voice. And once I started to have a voice, I was treated even more badly.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And so it doesn't help that I'm a female. On top of that, I'm a black female. So it's
Yeah.
like I got two things going against me. So that's always a battle for me,
Hmm.
especially in the coaching world or in the wrestling world, because wrestling is a male dominant sport, but it's also a white dominant sport too. It's a white sport. It's still with
Yeah.
So I'm always fighting for something. Here, I just didn't feel like they were valuing me, so I just decided to take a step back.
Okay.
I decided to just quit, and I'm not done with wrestling. I'm just taking a break, and once I find that healthy environment that is gonna support me in all aspects, then I'll get back to it.
Well, keep putting it out into the universe because I'm a firm believer that if you speak those things and you project that type of energy, especially with your good heart, you'll attract that. Because I totally agree. Your environment, your support system is so much of a part of an athlete's success or just a person in general. But
Yeah,
people just think that an athlete is just it's just them, and they just because they're good then they win. But your coaches, your family,
it's
just your
every,
teammates, it's
every
everything. Yeah.
and it took me literally until January, this past January, February, to see that. It took me a year and a half to see that, to even know that I deserve to be treated just as good as the other coaches. So a lot
Yeah.
of people don't realize it, or even when they do realize it, they tend to not speak up because it doesn't go well. But speak up, realize it, and speak up. If you realize it, speak up.
And absolutely, and like you said, you know your value, you know your worth, and if you don't, then people are going to treat you like how they feel your value is, or what they feel your worth is. And guess what? If you speak up, if they're not treating you right and they're devaluing you, and you speak up about that, and they don't want to deal with you after that, then you're not supposed to be around them anyway. You know what I mean? That's if you feel me.
Right.
And that's in relationships, friendships, job, with coach, whatever. You know what I mean? That's just not the program you need to be a part of. You know. But I will say this too. I will go back to this. You have to always, in order to be able to have that voice, you have to always be 100 with yourself.
Yep,
You know what
and
I
I
mean?
am for sure. And I'm able. That's the thing in my life. I'm as such a like, or I'm so open to growing and learning from what I did wrong, because I always want to be better. You always want to be better and know how you can be better. And so when I do something wrong, I'm able to admit it and move forward from it, and not move forward, but grow from it.
Yeah.
Be better to try not to do the same thing that I did previously.
Yeah, that shows maturity. So
But that's how I'm able to know my worth and know how I want to be treated, because I know how to treat other people, and I know how. Yeah, that's kind of.
okay, and so those things you're now coaching. What age group are you coaching?
College. I want to stay in college.
Dope.
But I might go to high school. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm weighing my options, but I definitely want to stay in college. I've coached college the past year and a half, 2 years, and I love it. I definitely want to stay in college.
What college are you coaching at?
Wayland, right? I was coaching at Wayland.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's one of your schools that you went from, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I jumped straight from my senior year up into coaching.
That's dope. That's dope. So are you considering like coaching youth like girls? I can see you doing that just because of your story and your personality. I can see you being a benefit to like young girls growing up.
I definitely want to. I definitely want to go back to Houston
Mm-hmm.
at some point and open up a youth club, or just open up a wrestling club.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely do want to eventually go down that route, but if I still want to compete, I want to stay in the college world, because you can be more selfish in the college world versus at a high school level or a younger level, because those kids are still learning. You gotta put your all into them, and I don't want to commit to something and not put my all into it, and that's what you have to do with those kids.
Absolutely.
Versus with the college students, we're competing at the same level essentially. Like they're competing in college, but they're also competing at the U.S. Opens, at which that's where I want to compete at.
Mm-hmm.
And they're good training partners for me, but so I can coach and be training partners with them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's like you're mentoring at the same time, iron sharpens iron kind of vibe.
Yes.
Because so it's the same level, but you have more up here because you've been there, but physically y'all on the same level as far as where y'all going to be competing, so to say.
Yeah, but even when you're coaching and competing, you learn more. You retain so much more knowledge, because some points you're sitting back and you're watching them work and watching them do the moves and stuff like that, and then you get in and you go practice those moves with them. So it's like you take from the coaching aspect, you're like, all right, I know how to help another person with this, or I know how to show this now. And from the competing aspect, it's like, all right, I know that I'm getting in some good work because I'm coaching them, or it's something around those lines.
No, definitely. You're basically being able to put your teaching methods into action. Yes. So it's not just do this, or like the overweight basketball coach that can't hit a layup. That's spin your wrist, whatever. No, you're actually in the mix with them.
Like wrestling coaches like that, where they, I'm telling you, some big ones, and they just coach.
Like hustle, you're 400 pounds. Why are you telling me I'm lazy?
Right.
But so cool. So coaching. This is a question I had. Okay, it was another question I want to ask, and then we'll go to this other thing. The other question you had brought up that you want to finish your degree. What are you getting your degree in?
Right now I am getting my degree in sports management. Um, but I just want to be a coach.
Okay.
And the reason why I even started getting my master's is because I wanted to coach, and why not? I was not doing anything. Might as well just go back to school. It's getting paid for, so.
Right on. Okay. Yeah, yep, enhance. I mean, especially these days, a lot of people want those degrees and certifications and things like that. So, yeah,
I'm
if you
done.
can,
I'm done.
if you can get it, get it. So okay, this is a question I have because look, I'm totally ignorant when it comes to wrestling. You and Jatia are actually the first two people that actually wrestled that I just talked to, on this thing. So like you were saying some stuff earlier, and I'm like, like we said a point and this, that, and the other. I didn't know what you were talking about. I was like, I'm going to wait till it's over and ask, so how do you get points? But, yeah. So how do you?
Takedowns, push outs. That's gonna be your homework. Go watch a wrestling video.
You got who should I watch? What was that lady's name you told me that was your coach? That was an Olympian?
Takara Montgomery, but her videos are like more old school. Go
Okay.
watch. I want to promote women, so
yeah, do that. Sure.
Shoot, go watch me. Go watch Jatia. Go watch Asia Ray. Go watch Brittany Marshall.
Just look you up on YouTube or what?
Yeah, I got some videos on YouTube.
I'll bet. I'll definitely do that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna post some of your wrestling on when I edit it. I'm gonna just post a little clip on here. So I'm gonna watch some, definitely.
What's it called? Watch Jakara Winchester. She's at the top right now. Tamara Mensah. Oh my God, watch her. Tamara Mensah. I'll text you her name. Watch her.
Yeah, do that.
Freak, like, and I mean that in a good way.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Great, because again, I don't know anything about the sport like that outside of, just getting my, every now and then you see a clip or two. But to be honest with you, growing up when somebody said wrestling to me, I'm thinking WWE and, that type of thing. And then I started actually seeing real wrestlers. I was like, oh, it's different. So, matter of fact, that's going to lead me to what I want. So, like in basketball, you have a chance to go to the NBA, and football, you have a chance to go to the NFL if you're good enough. And now in wrestling, you go to the Olympics. What's the end game? Is that, you know what I mean? USA Wrestling.
And so we have I guess our NFL is the senior national team.
Okay.
So how kind of like gymnastics,
mm-hmm.
They have like their little whole ordeal and stuff like that, and so it's like a senior national team, so the USA team.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I mean, are you able to compete? It's like a professional thing, or is just like a high level amateur?
I don't know. I think it's professional. It's high level. Definitely.
Well, I'm sure it's high level. They'll kick my ass. So I mean, I know it's high.
It's not amateur, I don't think.
Okay. So you wrestling. Have you ever looked? Because I know I've seen Brock Lesnar. He was a national champion wrestler in Michigan. I mean, not Michigan, Wisconsin, I think maybe.
No, I think it was Michigan.
Was it Michigan? Because I know Rick Steiner back.
Was it Minnesota?
That's it. It was Minnesota. Rick Steiner back in the day before you were born out. You probably never seen him, but I grew up watching him. He wrestled at Michigan. Kurt Angle. He was actually a gold medalist in wrestling before he came to WWE. So is that something you ever thought about doing? Maybe getting into those kind of ranks or what?
No. No, and I say that because you gotta be in shape. I don't know, maybe, but I don't think so. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, I talked to some of those guys. Like I just interviewed Stevie Ray from Harlem Heat back a couple of weeks ago, and it's a lot. It's a lot of work. It's personality training. Like you're not just getting trained on your body. You're getting, trained on promos. How talking. Being able to talk shit basically. Like one time, Booker T, who he's a Hall of Famer now, but he was just going off and he accidentally called Hulk Hogan the N-word, and that's like that's his blooper that everybody always brings up. And he's kind of embarrassed about it, but so you have to be in control. You know what I mean? And all of those things. So it's definitely a lot. Yeah, I was just wondering, like, so what's your end game? But you already told me you want to be a coach, but I wondered if you ever thought about going to do big
some
ups.
world titles. I want to be on the world team. I want to be an Olympian eventually.
Sure.
Like I said, I need to be in the best environment possible. My ideal world is if Takara will start back coaching on a high level, then of course I would go in a heartbeat and train with her, and I would, I don't know, yeah.
Well, let's see if we can get her to get back on it, because we need to get you to those Olympics. I need to run around and scream, hey, that's my people. That's my people.
She's been texting me trying to get me back into wrestling because, like I said, this past year I've definitely taken a break from wrestling, and I don't, I haven't competed. I haven't wrestled this year. So yeah.
Well, if it's in your heart, I want you to do what's in your heart. I'm not going to tell you to go one way or the other. Just wherever you go, be your best self. You know what I mean? And go the hardest you can go, and wherever you go. If it's being a coach, be the best coach you can be. Because I'm gonna tell you like this, it'll be great to see you winning some gold medals. And again, I'll go brag. Like, that's my people. You know what I mean? But it'll also be great to see you training little girls, to be able to defend themselves and have self-esteem. And I think that, hey, it's more of that needed too. You know what I mean? So whatever you do it to your best ability. Make sure your heart's in it, and I'll support you 100%.
Thank you.
So we're gonna get to the last little bit of this thing. We're gonna call it I always call it like the finishing move when I'm talking to wrestlers, but that's pro wrestling. So like, what's like the end game? Like you in a match, it's a pin, or what do you call it? It's just call it a pin.
It's a pin. It can be a tech. It can be a decision. I think that's it.
What about like a knockout kind of deal? What if you slam somebody so hard they pass out, like you winning like that too? Okay, so we're gonna call it.
It depends if the move was illegal or not.
There you go. We got to keep it legal though. We're keeping it legal. You know what I'm saying? Smokehouse. So let's call this the pin. All right, you just won the match. This is the last section. Anything you want to tell the people out there, anything you got going on, your social media, whatever you want to tell, or just something on your heart that you want people that you think they should know about you, or just about what they need to do, whatever, just let it out.
I am so horrible at that. I am so horrible. When I win, I try to avoid people as much as possible. I'm surprised I got through this interview.
So yeah, you said you're pretty quiet, but you did a great job. I mean, you did a great job.
I know when we talked. I would tell them. I don't know. You can go watch the interview that I did after Nationals. They made me do it. They made me do it. I don't know what I would tell them.
You on social media? Anybody can follow you, or?
I'm not really on it. I'm just like, it's just like for family things. It's not like, I don't know. No one can follow me.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to tell everybody that's watching this, just make sure you show Paige some love and put good vibes out for her in the universe, to make that Olympic team if that's what you desire to do, or just to kick some ass as a coach. I got one more question before we get out of here, and I'll be remiss if I didn't ask it. So you got one brother, right?
No.
I'm trying to think of your brothers and sisters that I know. I'm like,
I have three brothers.
Three brothers,
and there's
that many sisters.
7 of us total sisters, I think.
Okay, your oldest brother. That's what I'm thinking about.
Teacher.
I wasn't gonna say the name, but yeah. Yeah, Keitry. So since he, how much older is he than you? He's
6 years.
Have you ever had to put in those wrestling holes on him? Because I know big brothers like to rough up the sisters. I always rough my little sister.
Me about it, but no, we don't fight. We don't.
I just saw him the other day. That's my man. That's that's my little bro. Yeah, I always rough up my little sister. Still, I mean, I'm in my 40s, and if I see him, I still like to wrestle with him or talk junk. Just it's love.
He might talk some mess here and there, like might hit me or something like that. But we don't play around like that. We joke around and stuff, but we don't actually put hands on each other.
Yeah, it's all love. Yeah, like I said, I saw him a couple of days ago. He's doing real good. I'm real proud of him. You know what I mean? He's doing good for himself. Starting a business, and you know, that's what's up. I went and seen him, and gonna get me to do a song with him. I'm gonna sing a hook for one of their records. You know, I'm kind of OG out there, so you know how it is. But anyway, I really appreciate you coming to the Smokehouse and hanging out with us. You know, it was great. I gotta have you back again. I hope you get back into wrestling, even if you're just doing it, you know, just because that's where your heart is. Because you know, you obviously light up, you know, when you're in that environment. So let's get what's her name? Takara? Is that her name? We got to put some pressure on Takara to start coaching again and get you back out there. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, can you say that again? Let me record this.
Yeah, record it.
Go ahead.
You ready? Hey, Takara, we got to get Paige back on that mat. She says she ain't gonna do it unless you coaching it. So we gonna start putting some pressure on you. It's the Big TX Smokehouse. We putting some pressure on you to get her back on the mat because I gotta go come cheer for my girl. You dig? She like, who is that?
Right.
I don't know him. Who is he to tell me what to do? But anyway, you know, much love to you, you know, in your future. Thank you. And appreciate you. We got to do this again. You know, just hit me up, you know, and we'll get it going because I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm really supporting your success, you know, just in life, period. You know what I mean? Thank you. All good. So, y'all, we got
send more people your way.
Please do. I need the content. I need the content. I'm new at this. You know, so we making this pop. So y'all, I'm
gonna actually text one of my other friends and see if she wants to do it.
I'm telling you, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Especially, you know what, it'd be cool because I got a lot of little sisters, you know, and being so, like you said, being able to promote the female wrestlers. You know, women's sports doesn't really get promoted like that. So, you know, I love to do it. I love because I'm learning more too. I'm getting exposed to it as well. So definitely.
I'm gonna have my one. Sorry for cutting you off. My one friend or my athlete. She's my friend or she was my athlete. She has a different background than me and Jatia because me and Jatia have more of a like accolades than she does, but she has so much perseverance, so much work. Like her work ethic is amazing. Yeah. Like her as a person, she is just a good individual, young lady. I'm gonna have her. I'm gonna shoot her your number. I'm gonna text her and call her right after this.
Please do. Like I said, I'm here for it. That's great because we need more stories. I want some real life stuff. You know what I mean? Like I said, I was glad you opened up so that we weren't just talking about, yes, I wrestled and I won. And no, we talked about all of it. You know, you gave me the full stories and, you know, and people can use that, you know, and so if this platform can be, you know, there to help people overcome whatever they're going through, why not? You know, great. Because, you know, that should be what we're here for too, you know? So, again, I love you. I'm glad you came here. Much love. It was great. I hope to see you again soon. And you make sure you just go out there and live your life to the fullest and let that light shine. You did?
Thank you.
Paige Baynes, y'all, 2-time national champion.
Bye, guys.
We out this bitch.
Oh, it's the Big TX Smokehouse. Got them begging me to let the smoke out. If you flex with me, you get choked out. It's the Big